Dear family, friends, and colleagues, this is episode 48, part 1 in our series, Enhancing Human Relationships Through the Fourth R, the Relationship Skills. And in this particular video, we're going to talk about how to repair and resolve a shared tragic event by using the EIAG, the EIAG, a fourth R complex relationship skill and process to deal, again, with shared tragedies. So let's first talk about what we mean by a shared tragic event. Examples of shared events that you might want a group of people to reflect upon and make meaning for would be the assassination of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the assassination of President Kennedy or his brother Robert Kennedy, the assassinations of Mr. Medgar Evers, Mr. Malcolm X, Mr. George Floyd. Another example would be the explosion of the Challenger spacecraft. Let's say you have a group who wants to talk about and reflect systematically and methodically about 9/11, or the January 6th attack on the nation's capital, or what recently happened on October 7th, 2023, with Hamas's attack on Israel. So if the question were raised, how do we find meaning and obtain resolution when a tragedy occurs to our nation, like the assassinations of some of our leaders, what happened on 9/11, the explosion of the spacecraft Challenger, or the assault on our nation's capital? I am suggesting one possible method to help deal with the issue for individuals, peers, and groups is the EIAG. So let's now talk about what are the 4 steps of the EIAG, and let's explain a little bit why the EIAG was created. You know, when national tragedies occur, there are usually no simple answers to explain their origins. These assaults on our leaders and our institutions, especially right now, have multiple sources and determinants to help us comprehend the reasons for the tragedy. The EIAG, which I pronounce EIAG, is a 4-step metacognitive or thoughtful reflective process that enables a person, a dyad, a group of 2, or a larger group of participants to understand and make meaning as to why that tragic event took place. I, back in 1987, with Elaine, my wife, and a colleague of mine from the University of Maryland, Jim Hinkleman, in 1999, recorded the 4 steps of the EIAG, and here are the citations for the EIAG. So let's finally talk about what are the 4 steps involved in enabling people to come to terms and make meaning of the tragedies that face our country or any country or a global event. So the preliminary step is the group leader or the facilitator invites participants to form a circle and be seated. He or she then explains the 4 steps of the EIAG process, which follow below. In step 1, the E is about the event that took place or the experience that took place. The group leader or the facilitator invites the group to select a significant event, any one event, not 2 or 3, but any one event or experience that they want to focus on. Members should have experienced this in their life, and they want to systematically and methodically, they want to reflect on its meaning. In step 2, the I stands for identify. The group leader asks each member in the group individually to identify and state what happened from his or her point of view. Identify and state what he or she saw, heard, or experienced at that time. Identify and state what he or she said or did at that time. And identify and state what others said or did at the time of the event. So each person in the group can state what happened, what they saw and heard, what they said and did, or what they saw other and heard others say and do. In the next step, the A, which stands for analyze, the facilitator asks each member to do the following. Analyze and share what you were thinking and feeling at the time of the event or experience. Analyze and share what others were thinking and feeling at the time of the event or experience. Analyze and share how your thoughts and feelings compare with what others were thinking and feeling at that tragic event. Analyze and share if there was a difference between what you were thinking and what you were feeling when the event took place and how people explain it. And if there is a difference between your thoughts and feelings and the thoughts and feelings of others, analyze and share why there is this disparity. In this way, people begin to understand the complexity of the event, whatever the event is. And in this time and age when there is such division in their country, the EIAG is a way to invite people to talk and listen to each other and share their truths. And then it says, how do you explain the different perceptions, the different thoughts and feelings that people have with those of others in the group? You see how this works? And finally, the G stands for generalize. That's when the group leader asks each member to do the following. Based on what you have heard from the members of the group, generalize and explain how your new knowledge, after listening to all the others in the group, and your new understanding of the event or the experience now inform your thinking, inform your feeling, and inform your behavior. Please understand that this is not an abstract generalization, but a personal statement of how you might operate, think, behave, feel differently in the future. So those, my friends, are the steps involved in the EIAG process. It's obviously very complicated, takes a while to do with groups, but if you use it, it could be a great way to get people to learn to listen to each other, to listen to their thoughts, their feelings, their opinions, their values, etc. Now, we strongly invite you to participate in the EIAG process with the members of your family, your friends, your colleagues, your teammates, and your workmates. And if you wish to get a copy of this handout right over here, you can take a screenshot of these steps on my Facebook page. And if you have questions or feedback about this particular activity or any of the other videos, you can send your comments to me at my email address, rdsolomonphd@gmail.com, or you can share your feedback on this, my YouTube channel, my Facebook, or my X accounts. Now, in our next episode, we will describe how the EIAG can be used as a reflection process by an individual, not necessarily a group, but as an individual via using the EIAG journal. As always, my life partner Jackie Saunders and I deeply appreciate your taking the time to watch our videos and you're sharing your feedback in our video series, Enhancing Human Relationships through the Fourth R, the relationship skills. So we'll see you next time, and thank you all very much.